Hey guys, what is up? In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite companies in the world, Apple. What? You thought I was going to say Microsoft or something? Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be talking about Apple. Of course, why would I be talking about Microsoft? I can't stand the company, especially in recent years. Windows 8, Windows 10, not a fan of them. Blech. Let's talk about Apple and my long history with Apple and their products. Starting off with my first ever experience with an Apple computer. This goes back, oh God, when I was really little. This is back when I lived in the first house I can remember. And I don't even remember what it was called. It was a really old Mac. I think it ran OS 8, OS 9, Mac OS 9. It was pretty retro. It's the first remembrance I have of an Apple computer ever. So that's pretty cool. If I can find the photo, maybe I'll insert it if I can find it. If not, you're just going to see me talking. So, the next Apple product I had came years and years later, and that was the Ipod Nano first generation. This was my very first, true Apple product. I had never used an Apple product before, minus that Mac that I had just mentioned, but even that was a pretty distant memory, and it's really hard for me to even remember that Mac. So this was my first time going back into the Apple ecosystem in a really long time, and really my first true experience that I remember. And I just remember loving the simplicity and ease of the Ipod Nano first generation. I literally could sync it to my computer, put songs on it, and listen to them wherever I went, and have them on me all the time. And I could carry it around in my pocket. The next Apple product that I had was the Ipod Nano third generation. That was probably my favorite iPod, and probably still to this day. It was the first Nano that did video, and just an all-around good product. I then had the Ipod Nano 4th generation, not my favorite. I still actually continued to use the 3rd generation, even though I had the 4th and was able to get the new features. I just really enjoyed that 3rd generation. It was just the form factor, and it was the one time where a new product that I actually had, the new version, made me want to use the old version of the product. So, pretty interesting there, and I thought that was kind of an interesting note to throw into this video as well. Then, skipping ahead a little bit, I had the iPod Touch 3rd generation, had that for a couple of years, until I got the iPhone 4. Now, the iPhone 4 was my very first iPhone. I was really excited. It was my first phone made by Apple, a company which I had learned to love more and more and more. By this point, I was into Apple really big now. I had been watching keynotes for years and wanting and seeing these products for so long, but not having experienced them firsthand. And now to have an actual phone made by this company, I was so excited. I honestly, I remember the first time I got an iPhone. And this is back when you used to have to connect the phone to iTunes to even use the phone. And it just came up and it said, connect to iTunes. And I was like in awe. I could not get over the quality of the build and just the look and feel of the device. And honestly, the other thing I couldn't get over was the Retina display, which, keep in mind, the iPhone 4, it was the first time of the Retina display being in existence, but also just, I could not get over how beautiful that Retina display looked. After that, I had the iPhone 4S, which was essentially the iPhone 4 with Siri built in, And then I just kept going along the line. The iPhone 6, iPhone 7, which is what I currently have today. But along the way, I've gotten a few other Apple products. And what are those other Apple products, you might ask? Well, the Apple TV 3rd generation, which I'm actually thinking about replacing with the new Apple TV 4K, but that's a different story. But that's a product that I've loved using. It's actually right under the camera right now that I'm filming with. It's a product I use every single day. I watch tons of content on it, and it's just a great experience. Other Apple products I've had a fair share of Macs. I had a white MacBook from 2006. Here's a picture of that computer. I've since sold that computer and gotten some money back on it. And my prize possession, my favorite product that I have ever purchased, used, mind you, was my Mac Pro, which is what I use to this day. It's in the other room. It's a 2006 Mac Pro, and probably my favorite thing about it was that I did a lot of work to bring it up into modern operating systems, and it's running OS X Yosemite, which, who doesn't like Yosemite? I mean, come on. And last but certainly not least, my most recent Apple product that I purchased was this guy, the Apple Watch. I love my Apple Watch. It is just a perfect accessory to the iPhone. I look at it as an accessory because here's the thing. It is a watch. It is meant to be a watch, but it's so much more than a watch. I can check text messages, answer calls. It motivated me of all people, who's not into fitness at all, to at least be more active during my day. So, love, love, love Apple products. I cannot wait to see where this company goes. Now, granted, Apple's not perfect. And actually, they have a lot of stuff they still need to work on. But at the end of the day, I have a lot easier time buying something knowing that it's an Apple product than I do buying something from Microsoft, where I feel like Microsoft, while it's headed in the same direction as Apple, I think they've actually progressed in a matter where it's actually worse than Apple. Apple does have some things they need to work on. I'm not saying that they don't. No company is perfect. But it's minimal things that they have to work on compared to Microsoft and vice versa. And that alone just keeps me coming to Apple. That's it for this video, guys. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about the new updates from Apple that we just got yesterday. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace!